Bristol is a town in the historic county seat of Bristol County, Rhode Island, United States. The population was 22,954 at the 2010 census. Bristol, a deep-water seaport, is named after Bristol, England. Major industries include boat building, manufacturing and tourism. The town's school system is united with neighboring Warren, Rhode Island. Prominent communities include Luso-Americans, mostly Azorean, and Italian-Americans. History. The First Battle of King Philip's War took place here in 1675, although Philip was eventually defeated. A variant of his Indian name of Metacomet is now the name of a main road in Bristol, Metacom Avenue. King Philip made nearby Mount Hope his base of operations. King Philip's Chair, a rocky ledge on the mountain, was a lookout site for enemy ships on Mount Hope Bay. After that war concluded, the town was settled in 1680 as part of the Plymouth colony. It was presumably named after Bristol, England. Bristol was the shire town to Bristol County, Plymouth colony, when the county was created in 1685. It was sold for £1,100 to four Boston investors by the names of Byfield, Whalley, Oliver, and Burton. It remained a part of Massachusetts until the Crown transferred it to the Rhode Island colony in 1747. The de Wolfe family was among the earliest settlers of Bristol. Bristol and Rhode Island became a center of slave trading. James de Wolfe, a leading slave trader, later became a United States Senator from Rhode Island. Quakers from Rhode Island were involved early in the abolition movement. During the American Revolutionary War, the British Navy bombarded Bristol twice. On October 7, 1775, a group of ships led by Captain Wallace and the HMS Rose sailed into town and demanded provisions. When refused, Wallace shelled the town, causing much damage. The attack was stopped when Lieutenant Governor William Bradford rode out to the Rose to negotiate a ceasefire. But then a second attack took place on May 25, 1778. This time, 500 British and Hessian troops marched through the main street, and burnt 30 barracks and houses, taking some prisoners to Newport. Until 1854, Bristol was one of the 5 state capitals of Rhode Island. Bristol is home to Roger Williams University, named for Rhode Island founder Roger Williams. The southerly terminus of the East Bay Bike Path is located at Independence Park on Bristol Harbor. The bike path continues north to East Providence, Rhode Island. Constructed on an old abandoned railway, some of the best views of Narragansett Bay can be seen along this magnificent corridor. This path is a valued commodity to Bristol. It allows bikers, roller skaters and walkers to enjoy the area. The construction of the East Bay Bike Path was highly contested by Bristol residents before construction because of the potential of crime. The bike path has become a welcome asset to the community, and the anticipated crime was non-existent. The Bristol-based boat company Herreshoff built 5 consecutive America's Cup defenders between 1893 and 1920. The Colt Estate, now known as Colt Park, was home to Samuel P. Colt, nephew of the man famous for the arms company. Colt Park lies on magnificently manicured gardens abutting the west passage of Narragansett Bay, and is popular for its unparalleled views of the waterfront and spectacular sunsets. Bristol is the site of one National Historic Landmark, the Joseph Reynolds House built in 1700. The Marquis de Lafayette and his staff in 1778 used the building as headquarters during the Battle of Rhode Island. 4th of July Parade. Bristol has the oldest continuously celebrated Independence Day festivities in the United States. The first mention of a celebration comes from July 1777, when a British officer noted sounds coming from across Narragansett Bay. This being the first anniversary of the Declaration of Independence of the rebel colonies, they ushered in the morning by firing 13 cannons. 1 for each colony, we suppose. At sunset, the rebel frigates fired another round of 13 guns, each one after the other. As the evening was very still and fine, the echo of the guns down the bay had a grand effect. The annual official and historic celebrations were established in 1785 by Rev. Henry White of the First Congregational Church and veteran of the Revolutionary War, and later by Rev. White as the parade, and continue today, organized by the Bristol 4th of July Committee. The festivities officially start on June 14th, Flag Day, beginning a period of outdoor concerts, soapbox races and a firefighters' muster at Independence Park. The celebration climaxes on July 4th with the oldest annual parade in the United States, the Military, Civic and Firemen's Parade, an event that draws over 200,000 people from Rhode Island and around the world. These elaborate celebrations give Bristol its nickname, America's Most Patriotic Town. In 2009, a Tea Party group was briefly banned from future participation when they were accused of handing out political literature, including the Declaration of Independence, from a float in violation of parade rules. Also in 2009, Bristol ranked No. 9 on Newsmax magazine's list of the top 25 most uniquely American cities and towns. A piece written by current CBS News travel editor Peter Greenberg. In determining his ranking, Greenberg cited Bristol's Independence Day celebration. The summer celebrations usually conclude at Independence Park, on Labor Day Sunday, with an open-air free concert featuring the Rhode Island Philharmonic and a spectacular fireworks display. Geography. Bristol is situated on 10.1 square miles of a peninsula, with Narragansett Bay on its west and Mount Hope Bay on its east. According to the United States Census Bureau, the town has a total area of 20.6 square miles, of which 10.1 square miles of it is land and 10.5 square miles of it is water. Bristol's harbour is home to over 800 boat moorings in 7 mooring fields. Demographics. As of the 2010 census, Bristol had a population of 22,954. The ethnic and racial composition of the population was 94.9% non-Hispanic white, 0.8% black, 0.1% Native American, 0.9% Asian, 0.4% some other race, 1.4% from 2 or more races and 2.0% Hispanic or Latino of any race. As of the census of 2000, there were 22,469 people, 8,314 households, and 5,653 families residing in the town. The population density was 2,222.2 people per square mile. There were 8,705 housing units at an average density of 860.9 per square mile. The ethnic group makeup of the town was 97.14% white, 1.29% Hispanic or Latino, 0.67% Asian, 0.62% African, 0.16% Native American, 0.04% Pacific Islander, 0.33% other ethnic group, and 1.03% from 2 or more races. Points of interest and registered historic places. America's Cup Hall of Fame, Blytherwold Mansion, Gardens and Arboretum, Bristol Art Museum, Bristol County Courthouse, Bristol County Jail, Bristol Customs House and Post Office, Bristol Ferry Lighthouse, Bristol Waterfront Historic District, Colt State Park, Juniper Hill Cemetery, Herreshoff Marine Museum, Linden Place, home of the DeWolfs, Longfield, Mount Hope Bridge, Mount Hope Farm, Poppersquash Farms Historic District, Joseph Reynolds House, Roger Williams University, Roger Williams University School of Law, Coggeshall Farm Museum. Notable people: William Thomas Billy Andrade, golfer with the PGA Tour, born in Bristol. Benjamin Bourne, U.S. Congressman and federal judge, born in Bristol. William Bradford, physician, lawyer, and President pro tempore of the U.S. Senate, lived and died in Bristol. Jonathan Russell Bullock, federal and Rhode Island Supreme Court judge, born in Bristol. Ambrose Burnside, railroad executive, U.S. Senator, 30th Governor of Rhode Island, and Union Army General, lived and died in Bristol. Mary Cantwell, journalist, magazine editor, author and member of the New York Times editorial board, grew up in Bristol. Ethel Barrymore Colt, silent film and stage actress, member of the influential Barrymore family. Samuel P. Colt, entrepreneur, child labor advocate, and Rhode Island state representative, lived in Bristol. Jonathan DeFelice, president of St. Anselm College, lived in Bristol. James DeWolf, slave trader and United States Senator. Rebecca Donovan, novelist. Nathaniel Herreshoff, naval architect and mechanical engineer, designed several undefeated America's Cup winners, born in Bristol. Edward L. Leahy, U.S. Senator and federal judge, born in Bristol. Ira Magazine, senior advisor for policy development to the Clinton administration, chairman of the Clinton Foundation Policy Board, lives in Bristol. Pat McGee, musician. Anthony Quinn, actor, twice won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor, lived and died in Bristol. Norman Renee, theatre and film director, born in Bristol. John Safin, merchant and author, lived in Bristol. Chris Santos, executive chef and owner of the Stanton Social and Beauty and Essex, judge on Chopped, born in Bristol.